Hello. Well, okay, it's working now. I don't know why it wasn't working before, but turn the headset back on and off again. That seems to have fixed it. So, all right. So here I was blabbing about the draft this whole time, and no one could hear me. But that's okay. OBS is telling me it's working now, so I think we're good, unless someone tells me otherwise. Looks like it's going to be a Jin Lux bot lane for NSF, Talia mid, Sion jungle, or Sion top, Migo jungle, and Ash Thresh bot, Team WOP, Rumble top, or Rumble mid, I assume. Hecarim jungle and Mordekaiser top. All right. These are some interesting picks a little bit on both sides. Stuff you don't really see necessarily in beer league. So go ahead and begin game one. All right. Let me. All right, and here we go. And let's go ahead and make sure these are lined up. I'm actually not 100%. I assume that's where they're going. I'll change it if I have to. Looks like WOP is watching for an early invade here, but they're not going to find any. NSF just seems content to chill level 1, which is probably smart for them. Their team is definitely more of a scaling team, I would say.
Minions have spawned.
Hecarim is doing some very interesting movement. I think he's trying to hide from this. If we saw this war go down, he's trying to hide from it for as long as possible. It's very interesting. Looks like both junglers are going to start topside. All right. I'll just let auto camera take it for a little bit here in the early game while I eat some of my lunch here. I do actually like both these comps. I think Team WOP has really a lot of pick pressure while also being good at team fighting. And I think overall, Team NSF just has a very good combination of just frontline and CC and damage and scaling. So, but I think both teams drafted quite well. Diego here is actually. Well, no, never mind. Looks like they're going for a gank here on mid lane. He's going to be able to knock the Talia back, but she should be able to just walk out of this safely. It's surprising up here in top lane, Sion's actually kind of bullying this Mordekaiser around early game. Definitely not how you expect that matchup to play out.
Explosive beast, sir.
Ooh, Diego's going to kind of get poked out a little bit there. Got caught by the rumble in the bush. And so far, not a lot happening. Just a very tit-for-tat game. Other than that one attempt to gank on Talia that she walked away from, nothing's really happened. First dragon will be spawning here pretty soon. Neither bot lane is back yet. I expect the Ashen Threshold will try to back here, but we'll see. I guess not. There's a lot of fighting up here in this top lane. I feel like Mordekaiser could have played that a lot more aggressively, even though he's low, just because he has level 6 and minions there. But oh, we're gonna get another gank on Talia. She is going to have to flash this time, but it does draw the Hecarim Ghost as well. Looks like Viego's kind of camping on bot push there, seeing if he can try to get a gank off. But I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna happen, and he seems to agree, so he's heading out. So far, CS pretty close across the board. Biggest advantage down in bot lane for Team NSF. I'm really impressed at how this Sion has played this lane, by the way. Like, in my experience, this is a very Mordekaiser favorite matchup, but I'm not really sure how he's struggling this much with it. But I don't know. Now, one cool thing you can do. Oh, it's looking like NSF is going to move it in on these grubs here. They're able to get priority with the Talia mid. They're going to go ahead and rotate over and get these. In return, Hecarim's going to go ahead and start the dragon. He's going to call both his mid and his bot over just to make this go a little bit faster. So pretty good macro by both teams. They both knew what they wanted and understood the play to trade. Oh, looks like Hecarim's going for another gank on the mid lane here. Is he going to be able to get it? He is indeed. He's going to be able to get on the Talia here. She does not have her flash from that previous gank. And they're finally going to get that kill on her. Third gank's the charm. Very late first blood for a beer league game. 8 minutes. My goodness. They had to work for it. We had to work for it. Right now, there's just a bit of a lull period. It's quite a while until either grubs or dragon spawn, so I expect we won't see a whole lot for the first next few minutes here. And it looks like they're getting another gank off on Lee here. She unfortunately gets caught out warding by the Thresh. And yeah, she's going to go down by that because she went to ward, doing what she was supposed to do, but unfortunately the Thresh was right there. Let that be a lesson to you. Don't ward. It'll get you killed. Just don't do it. Oh, it looks like there's an all-in breaking on the bot lane, but the Viego is here to go ahead and turn this around. Oh yeah, so good. Oh, but unfortunately the Hecarim is here too, and the Jhin just does not see him coming at all. So he just goes down for free. And then there's kind of a proxy 2v2 here. Nice flash there by the Viego to dodge the fear. Hecarim, and now Talia's going to go ahead and ult in as well, and this should be the Ashe here. Yes. Okay. Very kind of staggered play on that one. 2v2, and then both junglers show up, and then mid shows up, and Talia's just a little bit faster on the rotation because Talia. But now she's going to go around and try to mess with this Hecarim in the jungle. Is she going to be able to get him here? Oh, Hecarim is... Yeah, she is. And wow, there's some low HP fighting going on here on the top line, too. And he is finally going to go ahead and get down that Sion, but is he going to go down in return? Yes, he is. Oh, man. Yeah, so far, a very even game. One early objective each, 4-4, golds within 500. So far, very competitive. And looks like there's going to be another gank on Talia. And yeah, I mean, she is the obvious gank target with that Hecarim in the Rumble. So yeah, unfortunately, her Flash is going to go down there again. That's tough. It's really hard to play mid when you know you're in a position where they have a jungler like Hecarim that can just gank and gank and gank, and there's just not... The opportunity cost for doing it is so low that it's just going to keep happening. And you just have to try your best to not die to it too much. They are going to go ahead and kind of catch out the Hecarim here, but they don't quite have the damage to finish him off, and he's going to be able to stall long enough for his bot lane to come over and save him. And then are they going to be able to get both of these kills as well? Ooh. I don't know if I'd call that a good dodge, but the fresh hook does miss. He is still going to go down, but he is going to take the Ashe down with him due to being able to stall like that. Viego is moving in here. He's going to be able to get here on the Thresh, and he's going to be able to take him down. I don't think he's going to be able to do anything else, though. He's kind of following Hecarim into the jungle, but he is seen. He's going for it. He's going for blood, but he does not know that he has Rumble directly behind him. So he's going to go ahead and get CC'd by the Hecarim ulti, and then he's going to go down. Yeah, it's a little too aggressive there, Mr. Viego, I'm afraid. That's not a play you can do when you don't know where the mid laner is. Now it looks like they're going to try another gank here on the Talia. An instant flash by the Rumble on him. Basically just one-shots him. Yep. Talia had to use the her little knockback to try to keep it from being a 2v1, but that just let Rumble run in and do all his damage. And that's going to allow the Team WOP to kind of move in here and get the position on this dragon. They're doing it, but the bot lane for NSF is trying to contest this. I don't know how much they can really do here. The Thresh is going to go down through the combined ultis of Jhin and Lux, but they are indeed going to get the dragon, so... Oh yeah, and NSF did get second grubs. I must have totally missed that at some point, but they did get all 6 grubs. So I didn't see when that happened, but they did it. And it looks like, yeah, he's just gonna go ahead and back off here while he's in his ulti in order to. Or they might try to go for the dive here anyway, but I think he's probably just a little too tanky to make that work. Yeah, so they have to give up on it. Okay. And now Hecarim's going to go ahead and counter gank after all the damage they took during the tower dive, and they're both going to go down quite easily here. So yeah. So well played by Team WOP here. Game has been pretty close so far, and it still is in terms of gold, but in terms of objectives and kills, they are starting to pull away a little bit. That's interesting. Chaotic Recurrent, first item on Scion. I can't remember the last time I saw someone rush Recurrent, to be honest. I know that was the thing for a while when the item first came out and everyone realized how strong it was, but opinions on that seem to have cooled a little bit. But apparently he thinks that's the play in this matchup, and he's been playing it pretty well, so who am I to say he's wrong? And plates are down now. Fortunately, the saddest time of the game, when the plates fall and you can't get any more free money. It's always so sad. All right, another all-in's kind of breaking down here, or going on, but nothing really comes of it. Both junglers are kind of hovering around bot right now. There's no objectives up, or there's no dragon up, but there is Rift Herald. It looks like, yeah, they're trying to do something with Viego, but Hecarim is nearby watching, and they do not see him. I mean, they're more to. Oh, I mean, Sion's got the jukes. He is, and he's going to be able to survive long enough to get on the death realm and ult away. So well done to him. Ooh, very unfortunate ult miss there by the Ashe. And they're going to have and back off now. And Mordekaiser may not have been able to get the kill on the Scion, but he was able to kind of force the Scion to back off in lane, let him get some prio. Go ahead and secure this Rift Herald here. And it looks like a gank in return is finally coming up on the Rumble here. Finally, a gank to help out poor old JWM on the Talia. He finally gets a return gank, so well done. And unfortunately, they weren't able to finish this Rift Herald off before, and Viego is able to just roll up and smite it away. So yeah, I'm not sure if it ain't Heartsteel, I ain't buying it. 6 Heartsteals is my Scion build. Yes, this is game 1, so we got quite a ways to go yet. Somewhat of spoilers, I suppose. And yeah, they are able to kind of finally get a catch on this bot lane. And they are going to go down here. Well, meanwhile, the Rift Herald is being used mid lane. But the Rumble's going ahead and clear. Dragon is spawning here in about 15 seconds. Looks like, yeah, Hecarim's kind of able to get in the back here, and they're forcing the mid and jungle of NSF to flee. They're kind of getting run away from the dragon here. Are they going to be able to get him? Yes, but I think the Hecarim's going to go down as well. Yes, he is. All right. So no junglers on the map right now. Are they going to go ahead and try to do this dragon anyway? They might.
Courageous Giga Guard.
Yeah, and Scion says he doesn't like that. He's going to TP, or he's actually walking down here. Okay. Who wants to contest this? Give enough time for the Viego to respawn and come back over here. Which I think makes sense. You really don't want to give up third dragon this early in the game. You want to try to delay that Dragon Soul win condition for the enemy team if you can. Jeff is messaging me. I'll message him back on my phone here. And yes, NSF does obviously get the dragon there. Good rotation by them with the Scion. Obviously, Mordekaiser is able to get the tower because of that, but at this point, do you really care that much? Baron is up now. So far, gold is very close, within about 300 gold or so. Very competitive game so far. Clips on Viego is interesting. Is that not something that Viegos are building now? I wouldn't know. I don't play them. I guess it kind of makes sense.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
I feel like I would probably rather have like Sundered Sky or something instead, though. But that's just me. Ooh, and then Hex Flash over the wall in order to get a hook on this Lux, and she is going to go down. But the Thresh is kind of stuck on her tower here. He's taking a lot of tower shots. But that is going to give enough time for the Jhin to get run down by the Ashe there. So very well played by the Thresh. To not only initiate the play, but then extend it to get the Jhin as well. But Viego was then able to jump in and clean up those two low health targets there. So a bit more tit for tat macro play here by both teams. That's kind of been the theme so far. 22 minutes in, there's really no distance between these teams. It could really go either way. I don't think so. It seems to be a hyper carry build, if you say so. All I know is I've never noticed people do it before. I kind of like the build that Will is going for. Yeah. I mean, that shield does help if you can keep proccing it, for sure. And it's a pretty cheap item, too. So, yeah. I know the team gold is even, but let's try to look at the lanes here. And yeah, the lanes are all incredibly even, too. Every lane's within 500 gold. That's wild. I don't know if I've ever seen a league game be this even after 23 minutes, like just across the board. Like there's no, like the biggest lead from roll to roll is Ashe's 400 more gold than Jhin. Like that's whatever, right? That's a long sword. So I don't know if I've ever seen a game be this close this far, but we'll see if it remains close after this fight here. Unfortunately, the Thresh is kind of caught out, kind of gets stuck between the wall there, and he is going to go down. So nice pick play there by Team NSF. And they're going to go ahead and try to transition right to this Baron. They're not doing it particularly fast, although that will be sped up, obviously, once Leah gets here. They see, Team WOP sees this, and they're going to go ahead and call in the Rumble to try to slow us down. Is that going to force NSF to back off? Yes, it will. Are they going to go ahead and try to engage as well? Hecarim has a fantastic flank. I don't think they see him, but he doesn't really see them very well either. So he's a little hesitant to try to go in too hard here. I don't know why my camera went back that way. It looks like the Mordekaiser kind of gets caught and blasted by a Lux combo. Yeah, not how I expected that play to turn out. I thought for sure Team NSF was just totally caught out with Hecarim behind there, but he was a little too hesitant to fully pull the trigger. And now it looks like they're going to try to turn the table or do a play of their own with the Jhin ulti, but not quite able to get anybody into range here. This dragon is up. I assume they're just going to try to stall here for Mordekaiser to come, and so they should be. Mordekaiser does not have TP, so they should be. NSF should be very proactive here, try to get positioned and force this dragon before Mordekaiser is able to walk back. Although he will get back a little bit faster because they do have Hex Gates. Yeah, okay. They're moving in. They're starting it. They will be here shortly, though, and they still have a lot of ultis over here on Team WOP. But yeah, they just don't have the confidence to really just hard engage on this team, which is understandable. I mean, I don't want to hard engage on a team with a Lux and a Talia either. So the Scion does get death roamed here, but he is able to flash over the wall to escape. So yeah, well played by oh my god, I've said their name so many times. Team NSF. Okay, having a hard time remembering it. Well played by them to recognize they had the man advantage and manpower advantage and force this down quickly before WOP could regroup. So good job to them. And now the dragons are sitting at 2 apiece. So wow, and that's not what you expect after one team gets the first 2 dragons for the other team to then get 2 dragons. That's just usually not how games go in League. And yeah, still, I mean, the gold just across the board is just very, very even. Okay. We could be in for a long one here, fellas, given how this has gone. These super close ones are the ones that tend to go for 40-plus minutes. So, we'll see what happens. Looks like they're trying to go for a pick on the Ashe here. They're coming hard for this pick, but yeah, they see the rest of the team show up and they have to back off. They blew a lot of resources to try to get that pick, and in the end, they got Ashe's sums, but she's still fully up and ready to go. Now there's kind of some fighting going on over here on the sideline as well. Diego is deep in the jungle here. They don't see him. They do now, so he might be in trouble here. He might need to kind of try to. This is a wild play. So they land an Ashe arrow on the Viego here. He's gonna go ahead and try to escape. Try to use the Hex Gate. Obviously, damage cancels that, so he's gonna go ahead and go down. And now, Team NSF is kind of getting run down here. They're trying their best to kite out and do as much damage as possible, but ghosting Hecarim and ghosting Mount Mordekaiser is really hard to get away with or get away from. Scion kind of tries to cut through the middle here, but he's going to go ahead and be cut off. I mean, they are trying to take him down, but he is very tanky. I mean, at any point, he could just ult and get out of here. Like, he is not stressed about this attempted assault at all. He's totally fine. His Warmog is going to kick in too, so I mean, he doesn't care. Go ahead and do a bunch of damage to me, fellas. As long as you can't 100-0 me, I don't care. Fifth dragon is about to come up here in a minute. Very late for a fifth dragon, I must say. That'll be over 30 minutes. So if we see a dragon soul, this game is going to be a very late dragon soul. So it looks like WOP is going to go ahead and try to rush down this Baron. Team NSF does figure this out, they're able to get the blue ward, but they do not seem to be deterred. They're continuing here. Do they have the damage to finish this off before the rest of the team shows up? Viego's going to go ahead and ult over the wall. He's unfortunately not able to smite steal it. So Team WOP is going to be able to go at the Baron here. Then they're going to turn with the Mordekaiser running on the side here. He's trying to apply disruption to slow down the rest of Team NSF, but now the NSF is going in and fresh flash hook in order to force a team fight. And now Hecarim here on the backside all by himself, just having his way with this Jhin. He doesn't even have to ulti to take him down. He's going to try to go for this Talia as well, but Talia is able to get her ulti off in time in order to get away from Hecarim. And meanwhile, there's other fighting going on over here too, but so a huge play for Team WOP. They saw the Baron, they rushed it down, they took it, they got it in time, and then they won the fight afterwards. So finally, we have our first meaningful gold lead, 30 minutes into the game. Team WOP now up about 3,500 gold. So well done to them, making a decisive play to kind of gain the lead here. And then they're going to be able to get this dragon as well. So now they're on soul point. Yeah, our first real decisive play of the game, 30 minutes in. Now, it is good that WOP has a lead here, but I will say that between the Scion, the Talia, and the Jhin, I think their team scales quite a bit better. So yeah, things are a bit down now, but if they can hold out, you know, for another 10 minutes, maybe they're probably still in great position to win this game. So we'll see what happens. Can WOP push their newfound lead and put this game away? We'll see. Well, it looks like they're trying to do a gank on the Mordekaiser down here with the Scion ulti. Viego's here, but he is clearly terrified of getting Mordekaiser ulti right now, so he is playing this really slow. The Mordekaiser ult does come down, but I feel like he can probably win this with how low the Mordekaiser is at this point. I mean, yeah, he's going to go ahead and win that. And Hecarim is there to try to help, but unfortunately, his teammate has already gone down by the time he arrives. Although the bot lane for Team WOP is going to rotate as well. They're able to land a nice hook on the Viego there, so he's going to go ahead and go down. And yeah, they're just laying a lot of hooks, but that's a huge Lux laser there, combined with some damage from the Jhin to take down the Thresh there. And meanwhile, over here, Rumble is just pushing uncontested. He's going to go ahead and get this top hit for sure. Well, maybe. Yeah, I mean, no, yeah, more fights breaking down the bot lane. Meanwhile, there's stuff going on. Yeah, I mean, okay. Gap has widened now in terms of gold, about 5,000 for Team WOP here. And then the Ashel is going to come down on the Talia. Meanwhile, Hecarim's going to come around from behind the tower. Is that going to be enough damage to finish off the Talia? Yes, it is. And then we're gonna teleport in with the Mordekaiser as well. We're gonna continue this push. We'll still have the manpower advantage. Unfortunately, yeah, it probably was a bit of a waste of TP, and nothing. They're not gonna really get anything out of that. Baron and Dragon are both coming up in just under 2 minutes. I will say one thing they don't really have on the side of Team WOP is they don't really have the penetration you'd kind of want against a Scion at this stage of the game. You know, the Scion's got, what, 7,000 HP? 6,000 HP? The only real pen item they have is Black Cleaver and kind of this Void Staff Pre-Rec on the Rumble here, but no... Oh, I guess they do have Terminus as well. Okay, never mind. I'm talking nonsense. I'm not exactly sure why you would go Terminus on Ashe if you're going crit, but I guess she only kind of went crit. I guess Infinity Edge was the only crit item she went. Okay, fair enough. I still suspect that Lord Doms would be better, but no. Just tuning in, has this been a banger? Well, there was no gold lead for either team to speak of until about 30 minutes in, to give you an idea of how close this game has been. They are going to be able to get a bit of a catch-out on the Mordekaiser here. And now NSF's trying to follow forward, but they're falling forward right into the Rumble ulti, and then Hecarim is able to fall up on the side doing tons of AoE damage. And meanwhile, Ashe is just kind of free DPSing back here, but now she's going to have to flee. As she's getting run down by Viego and Silent. I don't think she's getting out. And meanwhile, Hecarim's going to go ahead and kill Jhin on the back line here. So it's a kill each other's ADC game. Protecting your own is for losers. But yeah, it does look like Team NSF is able to come in on top of that fight, thanks to catching out Mordekaiser at the beginning there, and they are going to be able to get their own third dragon here. So we're looking at a potential 40-plus minute Dragon Soul. Honestly, the latest I've ever seen in a game of League that I can remember. That is kind of wild. Yeah, the gold lead has kind of tightened as well. WOP is still ahead, but they're definitely not in as good a position as they were a few minutes ago. And yeah, he's just trying to stall long enough for Viego to come down here and finish this off, but he's not going to be able to. Hecarim is going to have to pop his Ghost, though, which is a big cooldown. Obviously, you really want that Ghost on Hecarim whenever you're trying to team fight. All that speed, all that extra damage. I like the only go-in strat from both teams. Who cares about Peel? Yeah. And you're right, though. At this stage of the game, how much has a small gold lead even really worth, you know? So I agree with that. If it were like a 10k gold lead, maybe, but at 2k, who cares? And yeah, both teams are trying to get in position on this Baron. It looks like WOP's managed to secure position, and they're going to go ahead and start it. And it's late enough in the game, you can rush Baron pretty easily with most team comps. They're trying to, but NSF says they're not happy about this. They're going to go ahead and Scion ulti into the pit. Meanwhile, fight's kind of breaking out while they're doing it at the same time. Hecarim does manage to secure the Baron. Now they're going to try to turn to win the team fight as well. Good ulti by Hecarim to fear 3 people, but he is going to go ahead and go down. And yeah, the Jhin has just reached his late game status, and he is just DPSing everybody. He's got a Quadris. He could be able to get a Penta. No, he is not. So excuse me. My throat is a little sore today, so I didn't exactly pick the best day to stream, but it is okay. Yeah, Team WOP got the Baron, but I think they were so beat up by that time that they just lost the team fight afterwards. So, who came out on top from that exchange? Probably NSF, but we'll see. got the Jin Penta, the Quadra, indeed. Yuntal's Wild Arrows. Okay. And Jin's going to go ahead for the QSS to try to lock up his safety for the late game. Smart play. Though it does not work on Mordecai's role anymore. I don't know. For those of you who haven't been following along, in terms of changes, Mordecai's role, you can't cleanse the Death Realm anymore with QSS. Or Gangplank Orange, I believe. Not 100% on that one. But no just buying an item to escape Mordecai's, where you have to actually fight him. Or more likely run around in circles until the Death Realm lets you out. And then hope that you can escape. More likely. Dragon is coming up here in a couple of minutes. I think the Baron will probably have worn out by then. Yeah, it will. Plus, I think, is Ash the only one that even has it anymore anyway? Yeah. Okay. I mean, this is going to be a very decisive Dragon Soul fight here, I think. It's all kind of been culminating in this 41 and a half minute, 42 minute fight for Dragon Soul. So, we'll see what happens. Nothing cleanses it anymore. You have to block it before he pulls you in. Okay, that makes sense. All right. And look like a bit of a fight is breaking out. Usain is going to be able to get a nice ulti here, but it is going to be body blocked by the Thresh because he's a good teammate. However, he is going to go ahead and go down here. However, the Mordecai is also kind of stuck here on the side. Oh yeah, I guess it's the same team. Okay, so fair enough. So great play so far by NSF to kind of get a pick there on both the bot lane for WOP and on the Mordekaiser. So yeah, they're in great position to go ahead and secure this Dragon Soul now. And yeah, they're going to go ahead and take it. Obviously, WOP is going to go ahead and try to contest this. But, yeah. Well, I mean, they're doing okay so far. Obviously, they don't stop it, but can they get anything meaningful back here? It doesn't look like it. Yeah, and Sion's going to go ahead and flash in. I'll let Elias here try to stall long enough for her to start CCing people, and that is indeed going to be the case. Yeah, JWM is trying to see if he can get me the drafts for games 2 and 3. So we'll see if we have those. Also, spoilers that there's a game 2 and 3, I guess. Oops. I'm sorry about that. I should have probably muted my Discord before starting the stream, probably. But oh well. I'll go ahead and do it after this game, so I don't keep faking you guys out with my my computer noises. I was right, by the way, about this game, about this being one of those going over 40 minutes kind of games. Here we are, 43 minutes. In terms of goal, and I mean in terms of overall goal, the game's still pretty close. I think obviously NSF has the advantage because they have Dragon Soul, but I mean, at this late in the game, you know, one guy getting caught, one huge team fight. I mean, it could go either way, but. We'll see if We'll see what happens. Look like they're going to try to go for a pick play here with the Jhin ulti. Meanwhile, the Viego's trying desperately to juke out the Ashe ult. He is able to do it, so he's going to go ahead and catch both the Rumble and the Ashe there. I rarely see games go this long they're legit dead even in gold. I know, right? Like a game that's almost perfectly even in gold at 44 minutes, that is not a thing that happens in League. That is wild. And yeah, he's just trying to stall out the Mordekaiser here so he can't help his team. And then it's looking like NSF is going to be able to end here, barring something miraculous by this Hecarim and Thresh. I don't think they have the stats to make this happen. Well, yeah, they're trying, but yeah, I mean, there's just no way. So, well played to Team NSF in this game. Team WOP kind of pulled ahead with a pretty good play around the 31-minute mark. It's looking like they might kind of run away with the game, but NSF was able to hold on. While I fiddle with things. Let me go ahead and mute my Discord so that there we go. And I'll stop beefing at you guys. Okay. Does JWM have draft lulls for me? So I just saw in the and over here in the in one of the beer league servers, JWM was like, "What about Emerald Peak that plays on Alaska Ping?" Because somebody's looking for a player, and I'm like, "Does he play this game from Alaska?" That's wild. I would not play League anymore if I had to play on Alaska Ping all the time. That just sounds awful. That just sounds like not a good time. All right, well, I don't want to wait around too long for him to try to give me links. So I think we'll just go ahead and hop into game 2 here. So let me go ahead and I did do this right. Yes. Okay. Let me go ahead and open game 2. Wait, I didn't send the other game draft wall. Yeah, if you can find it quickly before I start streaming the second game, that would be cool. God, that is so loud. Okay. Go ahead and pause that for now. It does look like that Team NSF, or they are going to keep the sides the same for game 2. So it's going to be NSF on blue and Team WOP on red. Let me go ahead and give them their one win here. All right. I'll put them in watch party. All right, let me see if it's there. All right. Draft link for game 2. Here we go. Thank you, Nunya. Or Will, or whatever we call you. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and open the draft tab here. We'll go ahead and take a look. So yeah, so like I said, they're keeping the size the same. By the looks of things, they're kind of keeping a lot of the comps the same too. They're running back the Jhin Lux. They like that last game, and they're going to keep it. And they like the Ashe on Team WOP, so they're going to keep that as well. And the Rumble. All right. So both teams opted not to change things up too much. It's going to be the Nautilus support this time around instead of Thresh. Then it's going to be Ornn top instead of Mordekaiser. And then Malphite for the side of NSF on top lane. And then Locke, it's going to be Vi last pick for jungle. Or Vi and Syndra. I like the Syndra pick. I just like Syndra in general. Man, I think Syndra's fun, and being able to one-shot one person is a very useful thing to have in League. And then rounding it out, it'd be Nocturne last pick for Cody. I like that. I like him on it. I think I like him on a carry jungler. Will that be the case for this series, or will a second L be added? I mean, we'll see. We shall see. Obviously, some of you in the chat already know how this series went because you played in it, but shush. All right, and yeah, they banned out the Taliyah this time around. They did not want to deal with that again, so that's fair enough. So we'll go ahead and hop into game here. In game. All right. We'll go ahead and get started on game 2. Does it seem really loud to you guys? Why is it? So the game sounds really loud to you, or is that just me?
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Volume mix is good for us. Okay, I'll just turn my headset down a little bit then.
30 seconds until minions
That just
spawn.
seems so much louder than last time, and I don't know why. But, alright. Looking like they're going for a cheeky invade here, level 1, but they are seen by this ward. I don't think they're going to be able to accomplish much here. Let me move people around, because they clearly did not line up in the lobby properly. Or maybe they did, and maybe the client's messing it up. That's also a possibility. And they're just walking through, but they see him the whole way.
Minions have spawned.
Meanwhile, NSF is just chilling up here in the top bush. Are they going to try to start here? Can Vi start Raptors? I actually don't know. Also, oh, he's going to come walk right into them. They're backing off here. They did not leave a ward in this bush. Did they manage to see? I'm actually not sure. No, they obviously see him now. This level 1 play is a bit scuffed, I think. Yeah, I think they wanted to start over here, but yeah, unfortunately, Vi's going to have a pretty late start now because of that. Which is not ideal. Yeah, very late start. Took her an extra 19 seconds. Sorry, Nunya. I gotta call you out when I see shit like that, bro. That was bad. No, the funny part was, I think if they had stayed in that bush, it would have worked, because the Doctor would have face checked right into them. I think I might be the only one in Beer League that practices clear, so I probably clear faster anyway. Ooh, okay. Okay. Throwing some shade at the rest of Beer League here, I see. I mean, so far, he's not that far behind, so, I mean, might be onto something. You might be onto something. Yeah, the only jungle clear I practice is Nidalee, because I literally have to in order for it to be playable. Try doing Nidalee without knowing what you're doing. It's not pleasant. It looks like we might get a kind of a rendezvous here. Both junglers kind of hang around the bot side. Nocturne is going to be able to get the jump on Vi. She's going to have to go ahead and queue out. Nautilus does try to flash to chain CC the Vi, but she's able to get away in time. Kind of a little drive-by gank on mid there, but Syndra's obviously fine. A lot of heavy trading in top. And Nocturne is able to get both these early scuttles, so that's a nice early lead for him. Yes, other than that, so far it's been another slow start. 5 minutes, no one's even really come close to dying. So, we might be in for another long one, boys.
I am the max.
We're gonna try to get a gank up on the Rumble. That does land does let the stun, and then Vi lands the flash Q as well. But Rumble is able to get close enough to the wall to be able to flash the safety. Do I have her? Oh yeah, she was just waiting for her card to respawn. Okay. And so far, again, NSF's top laner kind of winning a matchup early. I don't expect him to win. So, I mean, maybe there's a top gap in terms of laning mechanics. As he's getting all in right this second, so maybe Orin got tired of being pushed around, decided to clap his cheeks. Well, as I was well, he was doing great in top lane in an unfavorable matchup until about 10 seconds ago. Looks like they're gonna try to do a roam here with the Rumble. Ooh, and the Nautilus ult splits the uprights, but I think that stalls just enough to get a kill, but they are going to get a kill back return. Rumble took a few too many tower shots, so he's going to go ahead and go down. So that ended up being a 1-for-1. And then a Nocturne ulti on the Syndra here. She's going to be able to flash to escape, however. I'm kind of surprised she doesn't have this this mana flow band maxed out yet. And I did see that, yeah, the Lux Snare on the Ashe to kind of slow her. Yeah, Rumble ulti. I mean, he laid it right in the path of them, so they had to walk through it to get back. So it was well done. It was good. It was a good gank by Rumble. Just went a little too hard under the tower. No neutral objectives so far. Grubs and Dragon are both up. Looking like they're doing a gank here on the Malphite. And Vi's going to try to counter gank, but unfortunately she's far too late for this counter gank, so she might go down here as well. Yeah, good pillar there by Orin to kind of slow her retreat. And yeah, they're both going to go down. And wow, I mean, we already have more of a gold lead right now at 8 minutes than we did for the first 30 minutes last game. Ugh. We'll say though, they NSF might be falling a bit behind in terms of gold because of the kills, but huge CS lead for the Syndra so far, which I guess is not that unexpected. Just because it's Syndra against a melee champ early game. Malphite is a hard champ, not my fault. Are you the Malphite? There, Mr. Gainlanker? I obviously can't read whatever language that is. But if you tell me it's you, I'll believe you. Okay, fair enough. Look, there's going to be another gank here on the Syndra. She's done a valiant attempt to try to get away, but she is indeed going to go down. However, there is a fight happening down here in the bot lane. Jhin is going to go down. Vi's trying to come down here before they're able to push the tower. But she is seen, so they're going to go ahead and back off here. Is that what it is? I was about to ask why because like as I remember casting games with a player called Ganglanker in them, and this is just another name change. It's the same account, I assume. Meanwhile, I'm blabbing about names. They do get another gank up here on the Malphite. Yeah, so far, very good early game. Team for Team WOP. It's not even the same Ganglanker. Okay, I'm not up. I'm clearly not up on the Ganglanker name change lore for sure. So NSF is able to move in here with their bot lane to get this this dragon. So meanwhile, first grubs. Is that first? Yeah, it's the first grubs. I think those are going to end up being the only grubs. Yeah. Someone else took the name. Oh my goodness. Now we're definitely in a bit of a lull period here. There's only going to be, I think I caught myself in the middle of saying it, but there's only going to be one set of grubs this game because the first set was taken so late. So that's why there can be only one this time. Looks like Noctur is trying to kind of snoop around the jungle here while his lane is piling his prio. And so far, it has been a really great. Oh, and then Vi goes in here with the flash order to gap close, and then ulti onto the Rumble. But unfortunately, the Nocturne is there in range to go ahead and ult himself to get back. Is he going to be able to finish off this kill though? They are able to stall long enough, and no, the Vi is going to be able to get away. But the Rumble is, or the Nautilus is rumbling in here. They're coming, and they're gonna land on the Nautilus ulti on the Vi, but she's able to Q away and get out of range, and then the Syndra is pretty far away as well. Are they gonna be able to finish her off? Is the Ash W gonna take her? No, it just barely misses. Oh, and yeah, they just overstayed after they tried getting those kills. So yeah, the bot lane for NSF was able to roam up. I tried to flash the Syndra E, but Syndra missed the E, so I stunned myself. Them's the breaks sometimes. That's how it goes. Missed or predicted? You predicted he was going to flash it, so you missed it on purpose? Big brain strats. And yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe they didn't get either kill on Syndra or Vi. That was wild. Yeah, I guess that's true. You couldn't see because of the Nocturne ulti. You might be right. Well, in any case, it was a good prediction, even if it was made so by a flash. That was after it expired? I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to go back and check. Ashe ulti's going to come in here on the Lux, but is it going to be too close to follow up? Yes, the Nautilus is able to land his hook, but then the Lux is going to have to flash out, but she is going to live. Vi is going to go ahead and move in here and try to solo this Rift Herald. Is she going to go ahead and call one of her teammates over? Yes, Malphite is coming over, but they do see him walking. But I don't think WOP can really do this or do anything about this. They're going to go ahead and try to do a different play instead. So they're going to go ahead and try to four-man tower dive this this bot lane, and they're going to get it too. Yeah, they got him nice and low for Nocturne to come in and swoop up both the kills. Well played by them.
Red team double kill.
It's looking like kind of a... Rumble was probably scouting over here, but he kind of got caught out. I didn't exactly see what happened, but he's dead now, so... And they're going and pushing forward with the Rift Herald here in the mid lane. Nocturne is behind them, but he doesn't have ulti, so I'm not sure how much he's going to be able to really do here.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
And yeah, they don't appreciate Vi being in their jungle here, so they're going to go ahead and run her down. Yeah, is she going to go down? No, she's going to be able to Q out of range, but no, the Nocturne Q is going to go ahead and get her. I am 2 for 2 in dodging Ornar with Malphite R. Why? Because, what, do you just ult at the same time so you're unstoppable? Is that how that works? Okay, makes sense. All right. And then WOP is going to go ahead and move into position here on the dragon. Ashe actually ults the Jhin in order to stop the Jhin ulti, presumably to make sure there was no chance of there being a steal. Although they didn't know that Lux was over the wall too, so that's kind of funny. I don't know if I've ever seen someone use like a long range stun to stop a like a Jhin ulti before. That's interesting. About a 3k gold lead here for Team WOP. And the Dragons are even. Still pretty close game. Ooh. Ashe is like the classic Jhin counter when he first came out. I guess so. I mean, ideally you're not in a position where Jhin can get Ashe ulted, but alright, I'm blabbing here. Let me back up, because clearly a fight breaking out while I'm talking. Let's see here. So yeah, both junglers are kind of converging, and the Jhin is ganking, but he's going to go ahead and get ulted by the Nocturne. And Vi's going to go ahead and go in. Is she going to be able to peel long enough for this Jhin to escape? No. But the Lux also comes over as well, so in the end, NSF still ends up coming out on top just because of the numbers advantage. That did actually end up closing the gold gap, and we're now even again. Okay, we were for about 2 seconds, but still pretty close. Yeah, neither Dragon nor Baron are up for a bit here, so both teams just kind of chilling. Ooh, and they try to flash hook the Jhin, but the Lux ends up tanking it. Unfortunately, the Jin's still gonna go down. But then Malphite TP's in, and he's able to take out the Ashe as well. Meanwhile, there's just a lot of ult going off here. Yeah. They're trying to save Malphite here. Are they gonna be able to? No. They're trying to do as much AoE damage here as possible with the Vi and the Syndra, but I just don't think they have it. Oh, yeah. So, good. I think, what? Oh, that'd be 4 for 2 for Team WOP. So, good play by them. Nice little catch out by Nautilus, even if it wasn't necessarily who they were originally aiming for. You can tell me if I'm wrong. That flash hook was supposed to go for Jhin, and the Lux just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time and get hit by it. Yeah. You didn't have ult that fight, otherwise it would have been a lot closer. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. That Vi ulti cooldown's a huge deal. So, you are correct. I was so sad when they gave Vi's ult cooldown that huge nerf a while back. Like that. Vi was my go-to jungler for a long time, but it's like, when you have to wait so long for the ult early game, it just feels bad. Well, worry not, Gainlanker. You may not be a rock, but you could still be rock solid. Take that however you would like. Looks like teams are starting to move in on position. He can't. Oh no! Don't tell me that. I don't want to know. That's tragic. Able to get a bit of a catch out on the Jhin here. Doctor said so. That's tough. I'm sorry for your loss. Bit of a form of fight's breaking out here where we're talking about innuendo. Let me go ahead and back up just a little bit here so I can actually see what will happen. I love picking times to talk about nonsense right before fights happen. I'm really good at that. All right, so yeah, they're able to catch out the Jhin here. He goes down pretty much immediately, and the Nautilus ult, it goes on the Lux, but she's able to get away. And WOP's going to try to go back in, and now the Vi's kind of caught out, but she's able to get an ult off and do a lot of damage to CC some people. The Syndra's doing a lot of damage as well, so they're able to get a couple. Vi does go down, but they're able to get a couple in return. So yeah, ended up being a 2 for 2, all things considered. I don't think either team's going to be too keen to try to start this dragon without their jungler. No, I mean, I'm not spoken too soon. NSF's moving in. Of course, obviously they're seen. Vi's still very far away, so I think they're probably a little premature on doing this. I don't like this positioning by Syndra. You don't want to show them exactly where you are at all times. And yeah, the Ornn ulti's going to come in, but he completely whiffs the ulti, unfortunately. So now they're just trying to stall long enough for the Vi to get into the pit here. They can try to engage this, but the fight's breaking out. Nocturne's looking for somebody to ult in on safely. He's going to go ahead and on the Syndra back here, but he is kind of getting kited out. He's got a bit of help by the Nautilus, so he is able to then turn on the Lux. And yeah, Vi is just causing mayhem and confusion and a ruckus in the backline. She's just getting ignored. Meanwhile, she's going on a fisting frenzy in the middle of Team WOP. I'm sorry, that was very inappropriate. But well played by Team NSF there to stall long enough for Vi to get in, and then Vi to go in there and do a bunch of work. Oh yeah, second dragon for Team NSF. You were there, Gainlanker, you were there. Yeah, so far that big early lead that Team WOP had has kind of evaporated. So good comeback so far by Team NSF. He can say it, but he can't breathe heavily after saying it. That's true. Whether or not you breathe heavily after saying it has a huge impact on how suggestive it was. So that's fair. And Dragon's not up for another 3 minutes. Baron is up, but I don't think either team has enough of a lead to really pressure it that much. So there's just a lot of posturing around mid, grabbing side lanes, and trying not to make any big mistakes here. They're trying to go for a gank on this Ornn. They are, and he sees it, so he's just going to go ahead and TP out. He doesn't want that. Meanwhile, the Nocturne is going to go ahead and ult in on the Syndra. And she is able to wait out long enough to land the stun, but it's unfortunately not enough. So she's still going to go ahead and go down. Ooh, meanwhile, they're going to go ahead and try to catch up the Asher. They're going both the Vi and the Malphite ultis. Nice peel by Ornn, but she is still going to go down. Meanwhile, kind of a counter engage going in here, but the Ornn is not able to do the second part of his ulti, so nothing's happening here. Meanwhile, there's like 3 disparate fights happening at the same time. It's hard to see who's actually coming out ahead here. It looks like it's NSF on all 3 counts. Yeah, Vi's able to chase down the Ornn, and then the rest of NSF is able to beat them here as well. Yeah, well played to them. Nice catch out on the Ashe, and then very strange split team fight afterwards, but they managed to win it anyway. And Rumble's going to kind of come around here to try to clear the wave, but fortunately he kind of misses the wave a little bit with his ulti. Although maybe he was aiming for them, I could say. He is going to go ahead and go down though, although he does almost kill this Vi here. You know, when I play a lot of Vi, and I know this is like the meta way to build Vi, but I hate it. I hate not having attack speed. But I mean, the build's clearly working, so I'm not going to criticize you too much. Plus Conqueror too. That's. I mean, he's getting the longer fights to make it work, I suppose. And yeah, you're right. Ashe's sense of self-preservation was really not there. She should not have been that far forward. But, oops. This is my first Vi game in like 3 years. I mean, as far as I understand, what you're building is what you're supposed to build. But I am nonetheless a Triforce Vi truther. I build it every game. I love the attack speed. I love Halo Blades. But your way is probably better. Both teams kind of jockeying in position for this dragon here. They're going to head throw out the Ashe ulti, but it's going to hit the Malphite, which is not what you want. And unfortunately, they do kind of catch out the Nocturne here on this side, so he's going to go ahead and go down. Malphite's kind of trapped in here with the pit by himself. But I mean, he has ulti. He can get out if he has to. And yeah, they're just gonna, now they have the numbers advantage, they're just gonna go ahead and run WOP out of here and secure this dragon. When Divine Sunder was still in the game, people kept building it on Vi even though it was bad. And because people kept building it on Vi, the shop kept recommending it to people, so people kept building it. And I was like, I kept looking at like stats websites and stuff to be like, how much are people tanking Vi's win rate by going Divine Sunderer instead of Triforce? And honest to goodness, the answer was probably about 2 to 3% win rate overall every patch, just because they were building Sunderer first every game, almost all the time. And it made me sad. Another fight's breaking out here. They do get a decent Ashe arrow out, but counter engage comes in. The Nocturne is able to come in here and get on the backline though. And yeah, I mean, I think NSF tried a little too hard trying to force a play here, and WOP is able to turn it. And they're going to go ahead and wipe them 5 for 1. And they're probably going to... Oh, not quite wipe. The Jin's still there, so 4 for 1. They laid in that Rumble like it was a tanning bed. Yeah, I mean, they got cooked, for sure. They got cooked like a something tanning bed joke. But, yeah, they're going to be able to transition that team fight win into a Baron, which is huge. I think they really needed that. I think they really needed that too, because I kind of felt like the game was starting to slip away from them. But they got a big play and turned it around. So well played to them. And obviously they need to win this game to keep the series going, because they lost game 1. Tony, I know since you're in chat, let me ask you a question about Beer League stuff. Now that we're heading into the playoffs, do you guys have like an expected amount of time that you think the playoffs will last? Because I know it's like double elimination, but you guys have like a tentative date for like the finals? And also, unfortunately, the Lux kind of gets caught up there by the Ash ulti and the Nocturne ulti. No more than 6 weeks? Okay. Okay, fair enough. So by probably by the end, probably before August, I would assume. And yeah, it really depends on since it's double elim. Well, I guess it will have variable length. Yeah, the fight's breaking out here when we're talking about playoff seeding. The bracket is up. Right now, I saw the bracket. It's just that, you know, teams can get eliminated at varying speeds since they have to lose twice to get knocked out. But I don't know, maybe it all ends up working out in the end no matter what. I really don't know. But yeah, another team fight there. NSF does kind of seem to come out on top there. Yeah, if the team from the winner's bracket loses in finals, they get another chance. Interesting. Wow, okay. You can make it to the finals and get 2 chances at it if you hadn't lost yet. That's wild. All right, fair enough. Now, I assume that once we get to the finals, there will be a bit more like leeway for scheduling and stuff. I know that the finals last season. Sorry, as poor Jin is getting caught out here for this Ornn. I know the finals, like it took a while for the finals to get scheduled and played for last season. I assume because there was no one else to wait on, so they just did it for a time where everyone would show up. I assume we'll try to do the same this season. Meanwhile, another fight's breaking out. Looks like it's going to be a catch on each side. But then, again, it's just another one of these split fights. And yeah, fortunately for WOP, they kind of have the numbers advantage here, so they're able to just collapse. Malphite and Vi are both just kind of stuck out on the side. We normally give 2 weeks for scheduling for finals. Make sure, okay, that makes sense. You don't want to have your finals be marred by, you know, one team having to use a bunch of subs or whatever. So it makes sense. Makes sense. I probably won't. I hopefully won't be able to cast the finals again this season because I will hopefully be in them. But we'll see. Beer League official, we live. Ooh, that's not me. I don't know who that is. So whoever runs the Beer League channel, but it's not me. Ban that guy. uh, all right. Meanwhile, third dragon here for
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
second dragon. Yeah, it was second dragon. For oh my god, I'm black. I'm looking too much in chat. All right, let me see what happened here.
Team has slain the dragon.
Oh my goodness, I'm getting too distracted. Let's see here. So yeah, it looks like Team WOP is able to go ahead and get this dragon here pretty freely. Okay.
Has slain the dragon.
It's definitely not me. That would be a funny trick, though. That would be a funny trick. They haven't given me access to the actual beer league Twitch account yet, so I can't edit my own stream titles or type in chat as beer league officials. So unfortunately.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
And in terms of gold lead, it's only about a 1k gold difference. NSF is ahead by one dragon here. Otherwise, the gold is pretty close. Although, one thing to keep in mind, WOP does have Ornn, so they have those buffed up items, those masterwork items from him. I'm not 100% sure exactly how much those are worth in terms of gold value. Caster Jack asks Spectator Jack something only Jack would know, so I can prove it. I don't know what that would even be. I mean, I could type in chat on my phone if I really wanted to, but I'm already too distracted by chat as it is to cast the game properly.
Audacious bravery.
That's a big Nocturne. Yes, it is. That is a very big Nocturne. It's a big, scurry Nocturne. And more of a bruiser build than I expected. Maybe that's the meta now on Nocturne. I know Nocturne kind of tends to fluctuate between one-shot assassin and like tanky diver, depending on what items are good at the time. But it seems like this game he wants to be the more tanky Nocturne. Fair enough. Probably makes more sense in beer league anyway. You like it into the Syndra Jhin Lux to stay alive long enough to disrupt. I agree with that. I think they're not very mobile on Team NSF, but they have enough self-defense tools to make a full Assassin Nocturne a dubious proposition. He's going to be glad he has his HP items here, though, because he's a little bit caught out. He has to kind of ult in order just to get to a safer spot and then flash over the wall. Meanwhile, that is going to leave the rest of the team here to get engaged on, but the Lux unfortunately gets caught on the side, and meanwhile Malphite's over there. He's just getting burned by the team, and yeah, the damage for Team NSF against this tanky front line for WOP is just not there. So yeah, well played by Cody there. He was a little bit caught out, but between the ulti and the flash, he was able to turn his getting caught into an engage for his team. So well done. And yeah, you're right. The Nocturnal Rumble ult combo is really good because you can't really see it very well. So yeah, you're right. And they're able to translate that one fight into another Baron. I don't think NSF have the damage to get through 4 beefy champs on WOP. You might be right, to be honest. Their DPS is not great on their team. I think you might be onto something. It's great if you can kill the enemy backline, but at the end of the day, if you can't kill these 8,000 HP Ornn, you know, 5,000 HP Nocturne, it looked like it'd be another engage here. Ashe ult lands on the Lux, so she's going to go ahead and go down. And yeah, I mean, I think... I definitely think that NSF is just kind of getting comp diff right now. Comp diffed. They just can't deal with this beefy team. You know, they just can't deal with it.
Galactic hyper barrier.
Oh, now another Ashe ult's gonna come out. It's gonna land right on him. He can go ahead and go down there. Yes, he is. That seemed like a very unnecessary Rumble Flash, but all right. I guess you want to make sure that you get it, no matter what, because you want to keep pushing. But of course, they're at the pick. But they're gonna go ahead and get their third dragon over here. I do see more and more people realizing the Warmox tech. I see lots more people buying it. Obviously you see here on the Nocturne. And I mean, I did call it Bruiser Nocturne, but he can clearly still assassinate people. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have a ton of lethality, but 424 AD is 424 AD, and that is a squishy Lux. So, fair enough. And it's looking like NSF's going to try to go for a fight here while WOP is split up. Will it work out for them? Let's see. It'll stall a bit with the Zhonya's. Meanwhile, the Cinder's just completely getting zoned by this Ornn. And that's just going to stall long enough for the Nautilus to get in there. And yeah, I mean, this Nocturne is so tanky. They just do not have the damage. They just don't have the damage to kill through this incredibly beefy WOP team. Yeah. Yep. It's tough. Just build all the big AD HP items, you still nuke squishes with being tanky. It makes sense. It's the Juggernaut school of thought. I mean, this isn't that different from like a Garen build. Lord knows he can one-shot squishies. So, fair enough. Some pretty sizable gold lead here for WOP. Now, more importantly, they've got double inhibs down, so they've got huge macro pressure from that. Baron is coming up a couple minutes here. I suspect that they will wait for that and then end with it, but we'll see. And unfortunately, this Lux has had a terrible time this game between the Nocturne and the Nautilus Hex flashing over walls and the Ashe ultis. It has just been a squishy, immobile support's nightmare. She's been struggling. She has been struggling. Interesting. 28 ability heist on the upgraded Trinity Force. It's kind of wild. It's a very odd number of ability hastes. Well, I guess this one has a lot of odd numbers too. Alright, looks like they're going to try to catch out the Ornn here, but this Ornn is incredibly tanky. He doesn't care that he's getting engaged on. If anything, that's an engage for him, which it indeed looks like that's what it's going to be. Yeah, so the rest of Team WOP shows up. Nocturne ults in. I mean, maybe they don't even wait for this Baron to end the game. We'll see. Vi is able to just barely get away here, I think. Maybe? And yeah, I mean, Ornn he doesn't even have jock shows. And he's that tanky. That is wild. Every item upgrades now. I think they changed it so it just gives 10% gold value. Interesting. Yeah, I noticed they don't have unique names anymore. They just say like the name of the item and then masterwork. So you might be right. I guess that would explain why it leads to some odd looking numbers. But you might be on point there. I know I remember them. They had like a blog post once that said like the way they were doing Warren's items before was like super needlessly complicated and difficult to code. And so they just went in and redid it. And I guess this is the redid version. It looks like they're going to be able to get a... NSF is able to get a pick over here on the Rumble. I mean, maybe this gives them a chance to contest this Baron. It's probably hard, though, even just because they have all these minions in their base. I mean, these supers can definitely end the game if they're left unattended. And NSF's going to go ahead and start the Baron with Jhin in base. This is... I mean, this feels like a really desperation play, but maybe they had to try. But yeah, I mean, they're just going to get Eiffel Towered here, and they are... Yeah, I mean, that's going to be it. 1k gold value, not 10%. Interesting. One time I had to bring Josh into the replay booth and ask him what he was doing because all 4 of them on Vision. Heh. Yeah, you're right. 10% gold value would not be very good. That would only be like what? Like 300 something gold? You're right, that would be really bad. It'd be like an extra 10 AD on an item, who cares? Yep, presumably, a 3 down. WOP is going to be able to just push in here and end. Let's see. Yeah, 300 plus of the most expensive items. Yeah, that would be really bad. So 1,000 gold makes more sense. Lux gets some cheap revenge there, killing the Ashe there right at the end. But yeah, that's going to be it for game 2. So very interesting game, I must say. WOP kind of pulled ahead big early, and then NSF came back, and then eventually WOP just kind of, I think they just kind of hit their win condition of being too tanky for this backline for them to kill. So well played. All right, let me move that quickly out of the way before anyone sees the results of game 3. Don't look back. Don't look back and see it. All right. Let me go ahead and open up the draft for game 3 here, which Will was kind enough to put in the chat for me. And it looks like they are going to switch sides this time around. So let me go ahead and switcheroonie that. Give both teams their 1 win. And then change sides. NSF. Okay. So game 3 going in. They are switching sides. And yeah, WOP first pick locks in Ezreal. Okay, I guess that's why they were banning Ezreal before. Clearly they wanted it. That seems like a very strange priority first pick, but we'll see what happens. Then NSF return the Nyla Soraka bot lane. They're going in. I love it. I like their team in general. Xin Zhao, Orianna, Singed. I mean, this is a spicy team comp here, Team NSF. I like it. You worry about getting kited, but does Team WOP have the comp to make kiting work? They really only have 1 ranged carry. And Ezreal, I mean, Ezreal's good at it, but Ezreal's not like the crazy DPS kind of champ you would like to have against a dive comp like this. And yeah, double enchanter with Xin Zhao is gross, gross, gross. I agree with you. Xin Zhao, when he's just getting pumped full of buffs, is just a nightmare to deal with. And then yeah, let's see. They're bringing back the Rumble for a 3rd time. They must really like that pick. and then running back the Nautilus as well, and then Rammus jungle. That is a very interesting choice. Yeah, I find that very, very interesting. Do you want to? Was there something here you saw that you really liked Rammus for Game 3? Because that just seems like a really, for a 7-point jungler, that just seems like a really strange choice for a rubber match. But it's not like they were. I mean, maybe you thought they were going full AD. Obviously, I doubt they were ever going to do that. But I'll just be interested to hear what your thought process here of going Rammus here. And then final last pick here, Fiora. That will help against this Divey comp. Good at killing tanks for sure. Very scrappy champion. So let me go ahead and load into Game 3. And we'll see who came out ahead in this this best of 3 series. Five jungle bans by the time they got the WOP jungle pick kind of sucks. Yeah, junglers get that treatment a lot in Beer League. I've noticed they just ban all the champions. That is true. All right, and go ahead and switch over here. All right, Game 3. Here we go. Yeah, it's hard being a jungler. That must be Trevor then, right? The only people who feel sorry for junglers are other junglers. So it has to be Trevor on the Beer League official chat handle there, right there.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Jungle comes to my lane, gets fed off me, and expects his pick to not get banned. SMH. Ah! That's funny. I'm another jungler, and I do not feel bad for junglers. To be fair, you're also playing against a lot of junglers, too, when you're jungle, so that's fair. It's fair. And looks like we're not going to see any real crazy level 1 action here for Game 3. Teams are just going to play it straight. I prefer that, to be honest. I hate level 1 nonsense. It just throws the whole game out of whack, and you can lose lanes before they even start, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't think randomness works in my favor. Level 1 nonsense is what it's all about. Nah, bro. It doesn't help that I play a lot of champions that will either start a different skill for lane or for an invade level 1, and I really don't want to, like, do an invade and start that skill and then walk back to lane and be sad because now I have the wrong skill. I love how it makes some teams predictable, like BOP. It's a good point. Yeah, Bop didn't look very good a few days ago, I'm afraid. But, we all saw the series. We all know what happened. There's no use lingering on it any longer. We save real effort for meaningful games. That was like playing Academy team. Ah, I see. Gotcha. You were sandbagging. I get you. You just want to stay sharp for the playoffs. I get it. Yep. No, that's fair. It's fair. It worked against one for a game though. Yeah, Elle was a little late getting out of Fountain, so she got to the bush late and walked right into their team, which was unfortunate. But it was okay, Trevor's used to sandbagging all the way through finals. I mean, I guess if you keep winning, it works out.
Explosive face melter.
He sandbags in finals too? Oh, I see. Gotcha. He's playing the long con. Got it. But once season 14 runs around, boom. He's going to pull the rug out from under everybody. Looking like a gank here on mid lane. Rammus kind of rolls in. Gets a little bit juked by the Orianna Flash. But he is able to eventually get it. Unfortunately, the Xin is able to go ahead and counter gank here. Are they going to be able to get any kills in return? Yes, they are. The Rumble or the Rammus is going to go ahead and go down. A lot of trash talk for Trevor not being here. SMH. I see. It's true. Although you already admitted that you were a Trevor in the last thing you said, so whoops. Got him. And yeah, scrappy game. It's a lot of going in on both teams. Oh, is Orion gonna be able to get a solo kill here? Yes, but he is gonna go ahead and go down to the Rumble as well, or to the Rammus gank. Yeah, JWM has to be really sick of being ganked so far this series. He's been ganked so many times. I think Vixperia is probably the only guy that gets ganked more than JWM has been this series. Although I don't know how much did you guys actually gank Vix in our series on Wednesday? I was too busy focusing on bot lane to really pay attention. I assume you ganked him some, but I don't remember him complaining a lot about it. Look, Dragon is up here. WOP is moving into position here with their bot lane. They're going to do it all. This is a very slow Dragon, but they're not being contested, so it looks like they'll be all right. Just know if you play safe, you'll never get ganked. the just play safe people always make me laugh, bro. Like, I know you're memeing, but it's like, just play safe. It's like, bro, like, I need to farm. Like, there's a limit to how safe you can play. Plus, in a lot of matchups, playing safe actually makes you even more puts you even more in danger, especially top lane. So, because they could just dive you. Look like they're going to gank up here on the bot. They are able to land a hook on the Soraka. Unfortunately, they're not able to follow up with the Rammus stun, so she's going to be able to walk out of here. And almost got another solo kill on the Rumble here, and he has to ulti in order to kind of force her off the tower. All right. And it looks like Gain Lenker, you finally found a bad matchup. You couldn't just brute force your way to a win early. My Q knocked her into bush, so I lose vision and couldn't taunt. Ooh, I hate when that happens. Losing vision at a critical moment and losing the fight or the kill because of it, that is rough. That's why I have Elle to help me. She always is there to ward the bushes for me, but I can't be bothered to remember to do it. That's the #1 thing she complains about when we play together is I don't ward enough, especially like during like fights near bushes and stuff. So, which I'm like, I'm an ADC. All I know how to do is farm minions and right-click champions. I don't know how to ward. Anything under 40 deaths is fair game. I'd be very impressed if you could get to 40 in a game of League of Legends. I don't think I've ever seen someone die 40 times in a League game. I've seen 30 like once or twice. I don't think I've ever seen 40. The games just don't last long enough. Yeah, NSF was able to do the grubs here at some point while I was blabbing. I feel like my actual focus on the game just goes on the games themselves, just goes down and down as the stream goes on. I don't know why exactly that is. I think chat maybe gets more engaged and I get more distracted, but yeah, I'm just like, yeah, team fight, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Let me talk about Fiora item builds or something. Dude, I'm so glad I had people to help me when I was casting the finals last season. Like, if I had to cast 5 straight games by myself, I wouldn't have made it. That was brutal.
Courageous Giga Guard.
And looks like there's going to be another gank here on JWM. Unfortunately, he does not quite have his flash up yet. It's not for another 8 seconds, so he's going to go ahead and go down here. Or is he? Yeah, he is. Okay. I've had Nunu mids that hit 40 deaths. That's true. If any champion could do it, it's probably Nunu mid. 4 mid ganks before 9 minutes. Yep. Yep, he is getting the Vixperion treatment for sure. Although, if I'm honest with you, I think Vix brings it upon himself to a significant degree. Don't tell him I said that. Where's my jungler? AFK farming, I guess. Indeed. I feel that, though. I get ganked for like the 4th time in like 10 minutes, and my jungler has been nowhere near my lane ever. It's like, team, please. Pretend like you care about me. Yeah, so far, pretty even game overall. About 600 gold lead for WOP. Other than that, gets a bit of a pick over here on the Nyla, but she is able to dash out. Rammus is here. Is able to taunt the Soraka. Is she going to go down? Yes, she is. Are they going to be able to get this Nyla as well? No. She does have to flash out. Meanwhile, Zen is here, but he is seen along with the Orianna. Are they going to be able to do anything here? No. All right. Bit unfortunate there. They weren't able to clean anything up, but that's how it goes. Oh, there is the gank on the Rumble, but unfortunately the lane was just not a good spot to make it happen, so he just walks right on out of there. Dragon is up. Well, gank number 27 here on JWM. He does have help from his jungler this time, however. Lands a very nice shockwave. Unfortunately, the Zen is kind of getting cooked, but he is able to get out. And the stall for the time for his teammates. Singe comes in here. He's running in. He's flipping and he's poisoning. And he does indeed have his poison on, so well done by him. The Soraka's here, Trish trying to her best to keep everybody alive, and so far she's doing a great job. But the Singe is a little too far extended, and he's going to go ahead and go down. Rammus is going, and he ults and lands the taunt on the Orianna. She's going to go down. The 2 members of WP are very low, but Fiora is able to come in, and they're able to run the rest of Team NSW or NSF off of this dragon. They should be able to get this pretty easily now. Oh, my goodness, I'm out of breath. Ugh. Yes, well played by Team WOP there. Got a nice 2,500 gold, 2,500 gold and 2 dragon lead now. So they're up early once again. Question is, will they be able to get far enough ahead and close the game before this Exodia NSF comp comes online? We'll see. And it's looking like gank number 38 here on the Orianna. She is going to go ahead and go down. That's rough, dude. I've been there. I know how it is. I know how it is. I have been there. I've never seen anyone in Beer League camp mid like ever. That's true. Especially not Team GGM. They would never gank mid. That'd be crazy. Like first tower's gonna go down here. Fiora gets it, but she's probably gonna pay with her life. Yep, and she's just getting. She's trying her best to maybe somehow turn this, but there's no way. Second set of grubs is up. We'll see if NSF tries to move it and take it here. Would be very helpful to have that 6 grubs. Although their siege is not great. And Jeff is messaging me again. Jeff's not messaging me. I'm streaming. You know it. You know I'm streaming, Jeff. The worst unofficial co-captain ever. No, Jeff is very, very sad panda about League these days. Because he's been doing a terrible job getting ranked. And yeah, L, yes, you can message me too if you want. Although, just be warned, they can see what you're saying on the stream. So, you know. But hey, if you want to flash your shadows on the screen, go for it. Why not? Please, no efforties. Meanwhile, another nice gank here on the bot lane. They're gonna catch up the Soraka. She ulties, but I think she's just too far caught out. I think the Zen is gonna be able to get the Nala out of here though. You can't see the Discord message at the top left. Oh yeah, I guess it's kind of blocked by the team logo. Okay, fair enough. Ha! All right, never mind. They can't see it. Post away. Well, they can't hear the sound though because I muted it. So the fight's continuing here. Nice shockwave there by Orianna. Meanwhile, the Zen is able to kind of turn around here. The Rumble is coming in here, however, and he is cooking. They can neither see nor hear. Message away to your heart's content, I suppose. Less fun. Yeah, no, they complained during game 1 because they kept hearing my Discord sound on the stream, and they were like, "What? Who's calling me on Discord?" And then it was nothing, right? So I turned off my or I muted my Discord after game 1. So, alas. Well, there you go. They solved it for you by complaining. So good job. All right. Play coming down here. Kind of a very scuffed looking tower dive. And Xin Zhao is here to counter gank. Is Rumble going to go ahead and go down here? Yes, he is, to the very last Orianna auto attack. Classic Dooney. Can't tell the difference between Rumble and Rammus. Oh, they messaging me on the League client too. I didn't think to mute that. Oh man, we got some stream saboteurs in the chat. Meanwhile, Zinzo's decided, all right, I can gank mid too. And he comes and gets the Rumble there. And then they're going to go ahead and move in on this dragon here. It didn't show though, yeah. Now, you guys can't see it. Guys can't see what they're saying, but you can probably hear the League chat noise. But yeah, NSF is, or WOP is moving in and trying to stop this dragon. Unfortunately, they're a little too late, and now they're kind of stuck outnumbered here. They're just trying to kind of fight their way out of this, and I just don't think it's going to happen. Yeah. And this Zen is relentless, bro. Like he just keeps going. He's got the what is it? The Energizer Bunny batteries. I don't remember what. I think it was Energizer, but he just keeps going and going. And meanwhile, Oriana or Singed was way back here, and he got killed by Rumble. I assume he was proxying because he didn't want to lane against Fiora. That's fair. And Rumble tries to ulti to save the tower. It's a little too late, but he does do a bunch of damage, so they're going to have to back now. And yeah, those second set of grubs never got picked up. So you just wanted CS. What is my top laner doing? Indeed. What is your top laner doing? All Sins players want to CS. Problem is we don't want you to have it. Oh, it's funny. This was years ago now. I had a friend who made a separate account just to main Singed. And he would proxy every game, like literally no matter the matchup. And he named the account, I kid you not, Minion Gas Chamber. It was one of the most, like, inappropriate account names I've ever seen, but it never got banned as far as I know. And that was just his meme strat, was to just proxy every game. And it worked. He had a really good win rate with it, even with a terrible score. But then they made changes to the game that kind of made proxy Sins not as viable. And there's gank number 46 on JWM there. They brought the 4-man this time, and they do take him down. And I decided, hey, we can get on a mid. Let's try getting top. Although I guess it's NSF ganking top. God, Singed being behind towers is confusing my brain. Okay. But well played by Singed to get out of that. And I just realized he went Ghost Flash. Although I guess he has Summoner's Spellbook. Has he had Ghost Flash this whole time with no TP? I haven't actually been paying attention. I assume he has. Interesting. Yeah, I know Singed has always been kind of weird about not having like a really good keystone. So I guess if you want to go Summoner's Spellbook on somebody, it would probably be Singed. About 2,000 gold lead for WOP here still. Not quite as big as it was a little bit ago, but definitely still ahead. Hence Flash Ghost. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know, I just think not taking TP in top lane and beer league is asking for trouble. But if you can make it work, man, more power to you. I've never liked TP top, to be honest, but I get why it became the meta choice. How else are you supposed to gank bot lane without TP, right? My team's starting to get some early positioning on this dragon here. I think this is smart. I think if you're WOP, you know that you get outscaled here, so you want to make sure you kind of get this soul as early as possible. Try and put this game away. So they're getting in position extra early just to be sure. Classic ADC top lane gank to catch up the Fiora there. Meanwhile, there's kind of an engage going out here. JWM getting ganked once again. A little bit different of a gank. Nice shockwave there. And that stalls just long enough for Zen to start doing Zen things. Meanwhile, Singed is over here on the side, but he's pretty low, so I don't know how much he's going to be able to really do here. Although I guess he does have Soraka to heal him up a bit. Meanwhile, Nile is just continuing to push this top lane. It's not often that you get to get both a tier 2 side lane tower and a dragon at the same time. But that's what NSF just pulled off there, so well done to them. They got the gold lead here as well. Nyla is going to get her bounty from that tower, or not bounty, but she's going to get the gold from the tower, but she's going to go down. That was a very boosted flash there, I have to say, Mr. Brownstein. There's no way you're getting out of that. Just accept your fate. Meanwhile, Rams is kind of caught out here. He's got to go through. I mean, he's pretty tanky, but he's got to go through Orianna the Gayer, although he does have support from the Nautilus from the back as well. So he is going to be able to get out of there. Sorry, Brom. When I see stuff like that, I got to call it out, you know. So, you know, part of the fun of casting, being the caster who isn't playing, is that I get to make fun of people who make really bad plays. So, you know, no pressure on you guys playing the games, though. It's not. Rumble roams up top here in order to get the Singed, but he's gonna go down to the Xin Zhao gank, and so is Fiora because she was so low. Are you trying to encourage others to cast? What, so they could dodge having to hear my scathing comments about their play? Nah, man. Besides, I'm sure that in my games that I play, I'm gonna give you guys, other casters, some material to work with because I'm kind of dumb. And I'm playing ADC, so I'm a big target. So I'm definitely gonna get caught sometimes. A huge Orianna shockwave there, and yeah, I mean this Xin Zhao Orianna combo is doing work right now. And yeah, I mean WOP was big again, but NSF has managed to just turn it around and take control of the game. And they definitely scale better too. So I'd say after this Baron, they're in really great shape. Ramus is trying to see if he can get in here to maybe attempt to smite steal, but I just don't think there's any way he can get close enough safely, especially without ulti. So yeah, Baron's gonna go ahead and go down here. Yes. Okay, they're taking their sweet time doing it, but they did get it. And yeah, three level lead for the Xin Zhao. That's tough. I mean, Ramus was so fed early, and yet it's Xin now who's the big one. I mean, that's tough. That's kind of the struggle of playing a champ like Ramus, though. Is like you can get all these kills, but you farm so slow that other champs can just overtake you, no matter how good the early game goes. So I know how it is. The Singed is working towards his goal of 40 deaths here. Although I guess he said it was less than 40 deaths, right? So this game would have to go quite a while to reach the 40. He's only died 5 times so far, so it's not bad.
Blast him, Gauntlet. Audacious.
Cool J just missed cannon, blast him for it. I mean, everybody misses cannons once in a while, right? Which, let me put it this way: would you rather flub waste your flash, or would you rather miss a cannon? I think we all know the answer to that question, right? Like, if you could trade one cannon to instantly refresh your flash cooldown, everyone would do it every game. So there you go. Both teams trying to move into position for this dragon here. It looks like WOP is kind of trying to get a catch out here, but this Xin is just complete. Well, I was gonna say he was completely unstoppable, but then he gets blasted. And now NSF is kind of having to run for the hills here. I guess 2 members of both their bot lane is just nowhere near this fight. I never missed the older ult. Didn't land, did it not? I didn't see, but I believe it. I thought that fight seemed a little lopsided, but meanwhile they're gonna try to catch up to Singed here. No, I think they would be better served trying to get position on this dragon rather than chasing the Singed, because now they've kind of just given it back. Team NSF here, because now their bot lane can rotate over here. This is a Giga Poppy angle. Indeed. Now I was going to go ahead and reset here and get her Lord Dominic's. Yep. That is it. I guess they realized they just weren't in position to contest this, and so they just decided to concede. Yeah, WOP is going to go ahead and take their third dragon here. Got about 3 minutes until Baron respawns. Oh. Now let's take a look at the actual. This is the first time I haven't done this yet. This game. Let's take a look at the actual lanes. So yeah, Fiora's got a pretty sizable lead, which is not surprising. And Orianna has a pretty sizable lead, which is not surprising. Well, it's a little bit surprising given how many times they ganked her, but in the end, it's still a range champ. And then Nyla has a decent gold lead there. Not a ton. But so far, only about 2,000 gold difference between the teams. Ooh, it's going to be a flash forward by Nautilus ulti onto the Orianna here. Meanwhile, there's a lot of big CC ultis being traded back and forth here. Fiora is going to be the first to go down. And yeah, the Nala is able to pop both their sums here, just start running everybody down. That's tough. And I definitely think the five-headed monster that is NSF's comp is starting to come online here. I mean, they're very tanky. They got good CC. They have really good dive. And they got Soraka following it all up with all those heals. So that's just really tough to deal with. And I just don't think that WOP has the DPS sources to deal with a comp like this, to just burn through all of that. Imagine both teams are going to try to start getting in position for this Baron here, although it looks like NSF has kind of got the jump on it so far. Makes sense. I think maybe maybe they'll have to ride this Fiora to kind of split pushing to a win in order to try to make this happen, because I just don't think team fights are winning team fights with any sort of reliabilities in the cards. Yeah, it's tough. Fortunately, I think they realize that they're kind of converging on her down here. She does not know, although she will see them shortly, but she'll probably see them a little too late. Looking like they're going to try to go for a pick on the Rammus here. Are they going to be able to get him? They are getting the Singe slow on them with the Riley. So yeah, I think he's probably going to go down here. Yep. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think even he realizes it once he gets tagged by that Singed rally slow. He's just like, all right, well, you got me. I'm just gonna leave it be. And they're gonna go ahead and move straight to this Baron. Meanwhile, WOP's kind of going towards this dragon here, but it's not spawning for another 30 seconds. So they should be able to easily get this Baron and then also rotate to this dragon. So I understand the thought of trying to trade, but it just wasn't realistic with how the spawn timings were. And yeah, they're just going to move right into this dragon as well, even with Orianna well up on the side here. And NSF just has a very commanding lead and the better scaling comp. Ori's just kind of off here on the side, just trying to avoid getting engaged on. Yeah, WOP comes in a bit from behind, but yeah, I think they're just too far behind to make any sort of play work, even if they get a good engage. So yeah, and they're TPing in. I think that's going to be it. So yeah, well played to Team NSF. I mean, they were behind a significant amount in all 3 games, and they managed to complete the comeback in 2 of them. So, and nearly completed it in the. I mean, they came back in game 2 as well, but then they got outscaled anyway. So well played to Team NSF there. Tough series for Team WOP. Tough series for my voice. That was a very long series of games. I think both those first 2 games were like 45 minutes. Another 35-minute game here, so I've been talking for like 2 hours at least. But yeah, good series of both teams. I know that me and the one less folks will be playing against Team WOP in this next first round of playoffs. So that should be fun. So this is a good chance for me to kind of spy on you guys, to do some scouting while also getting cash to credit. You know, multitasker. But yeah, fun series. And that's going to be it for now. And I will see you guys later. All right, bye, everybody.